I guess post-stolen generation, there's been this huge move to leave Aboriginal children where they are, even if they're being neglected in their own families. Should white families be allowed to adopt at-risk Aboriginal children?
Oh, of course, it's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned.
You know, we can't have another generation of young Indigenous children being abused in this way, and this conspiracy of silence and this fabricated PC outlook that, you know, it's better to leave them in this dangerous environment. I mean, it's just like the first stolen generation where a lot of children were taken because it was for their well-being. We need to do it again. 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 We need to do it again.
This case was about the media simply grabbing a file that said Aboriginals or Aboriginals and Aboriginal children and playing it against a backdrop of a very controversial topic, a topic that was very insensitively portrayed and has impacted a great number of individuals in a very remote community. These people have been identifiably depicted in a program that's talking about Aboriginal people, of whom they are all, abusing Aboriginal children. And they've used the faces of people who can be identified, although there's slight blurring effect. These are not parents who are neglecting their children, they're parents who are doing the very best for their children, and these are not children who have been abused. These are children who have been educated and looked after properly. And in fact, the footage came from a program discussing the importance of particular health programs within the Yirrkala community. There is oppression within our community, there is disadvantage in our community, and there is a social system that advantages some and disadvantages others. And I've always wanted to stand by and support those who are disadvantaged and who've been ripped off and who've been abused and have been neglected in the social process and the social dynamic that we live in. So being here and doing this work for them is really significant because it's taking on again a case against a very powerful media organisation. And so to me this is the reason why I'm a lawyer. I want to protect people against powerful entities, and so that's why I do it.
You have to be brave, stand up.
I think I'm very proud on both sides. People need to be given the chance to express their disappointments. You gave that chance for those individual people to express how they felt, and they did say how they were shamed, how they felt hurt, how they felt that they were targeted individually as parents. Time and space for individuals to say something was clear in this case, and you gave those people that right to express themselves. That there was betrayal.
And my mother was on it, and I want you to do it. Thank you.
I think the success in the whole thing was patience, both sides. you guys had worked really hard on the figures of the compensation, and it, you know, was up and down, up. You guys went in and out, and the family sat even after 6 o'clock, and we stayed there. We all stayed there with your clients, and they met that fire outside the craft shop. They finally knew that they had an outcome.
Well, okay. We need you to sign some paperwork. Okay? One of the best opening sessions I've ever seen in mediation. People were phenomenal. They said some incredible things about how this particular story on the television affected them. Well, I can't go into the details, it's all in a confidential setting, but sufficient for me to say that the matter's settled. For them, it settled handsomely. Whether we could have beaten that in court, I think we'll never know, but I really doubt it. And so, very, very relieved, because it's cost the firm a lot of money to run the case, and we've still got to recover our costs from the other side, but everyone knows exactly where they're standing, exactly how much compensation they're going to get, exactly what the words are going to say on the apology. The actual access to justice in a place as remote as this, in the northern part of Arnhem Land, is really, really, well, it's difficult to access justice. So they were really grateful and appreciative that we'd taken the effort to help them out in this case, and it was a joy and a delight, and I'm humbled to have been part of it.